You know what's great? Going to a game. You know what's not great? Parking at a game. With Uber, you can turn event parking into a non-event. Just install the Uber app. Enter your destination, confirm your location, and within minutes, a car will pick you up. I know, right? With upfront fares, you can know the price before you go. And you pay with the Uber app so you can save your cash for the souvenir shop. So make tonight a fun night. Install the Uber app now and take your first ride today. Uber, the better way to get there.
Jimmy Mack is a renowned medical intuitive and spiritual life coach who has taken, completed, and even mastered a variety of healing modalities. After a near-death experience, he was shown and developed a simpler way to create healing and profound changes, now known as My Liquid Fish. He works with clients in person, on the phone, and over Skype worldwide, accessing energetic powers and co-creating changes that you can actually feel. Call in now to reserve your spot on the switchboard. The call-in number is 713-955-0594. Press 1 if you would like to ask Jimmy Mack a question. Enjoy this 1 hour of profound healing.
Hey everybody, it's Jimmy Mack coming to you live. Happy New Year 2017. What an awesome click on the numbers. I think it can only help all of us. I hope everybody is well and welcoming in the new year. A lot of good stuff happening this year, a lot of great guests on the show. I always make every effort to have somebody join me so you guys can get a bunch of free readings and free healings, and it's all about you and whoever my co-host is of the day. And so we sure appreciate you tuning in. We always have fun. We like to keep it stirred up and mixed up. So I'll get to today's guest in a minute, but this next Tuesday I have on Michael Hender. He's an attorney, visionary, and author. He was actually an attorney and then a judge. Can you imagine? So to me, that's as far to the left as you can get. But then jumping far to the right, he's doing visionary work now, and he's an author, and he does a lot of clearing work. So that'll be January 10th. The 17th, Sharita Starr. She's a very well-known astrologer and author, and you can find out more about that if you Google her information. On the 24th is my special producer and wonderful all-around girl, Tiffany White, sage woman. She's a reverend, also a reader and a healer like myself. And then the 31st, we'll have on Reverend Debbie Dean Spear. She's a trans medium that speaks with folks that have crossed over. So kind of cool. First and the third Wednesdays, generally of every month, I'm also on Spiritual Insights with Charlotte Spicer. So that'll be this Wednesday or tomorrow at 3 p.m. So join us for that, Spiritual Insights. It's a spiritual and metaphysical talk radio show, of course, tons of healings on that. The third Wednesday of this month, though, I'll be up at the Villages area live. So we're going to have a show up there with myself at the Unity there, a couple hundred people in tow. So it should be quite fun. So we like to keep it. Yes, without further ado, is my dear friend and intuitive, and it's Joanne Leo, as we fondly know her as. And she does a lot of numerology, astrology. She's an intuitive psychic reader. Her readings are really readings with a heart, and that's how she phrases it, which is a really great statement. It's all about thoughts and words creating our destiny, of course, and their spiritual gift work. It's changed how we view really life and death, and especially her work as well. And these events have, of course, changed our lives, and it gives us a lot of guidance into what's going on. Life as we know it is really a school. It's all about our lessons and our path. You can find out more about her at Psychic Joanne Leo. That's PSYCHIC Joanne, JOANNELEO.com, and she's a Leo like me. So welcome, Joanne. Are you there?
Good morning or afternoon.
Hey. Yeah, well, for the folks, it's still morning. So either way, good morning, good afternoon, and good night, right?
Exactly.
How are you? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. It's exciting to be one of the first guests of the new year.
I know, right? Well, we always have fun. I'm excited for you to be on. I know I asked you a while back, and we're glad you made time for it. Tell folks your phone number and how to get a hold of you and the website again, so when they need a reading, they can reach out.
Okay. Well, my phone number is 727-743-3400, and my website is psychic, PSYCHIC, Joanne, JOANNE, Leo.com.
Perfect. Very cool. So tell us what's going on, Joanne. I mean, as far as, don't you feel like I do that 2017, it kind of clicked the numbers on a clock, if you will? It's a better situation for all of us. What's up with that?
Well, I'm really excited because 2016 was the end of this 8 year, what went on previously for 8 years. So a lot of people and my clients, have been off the wall 2016 because a lot of things changed, and it's a transformation number, and it wasn't an easy rodeo. Let me just say that.
Mm-hmm.
So I celebrate 2017 because it's a universal 1 year, new beginnings. And this is kind of like I like to equate it to like farming. So you've already now in 2016 just cleared everything up and learned a lot. And now we're gonna prepare the soil for the next 8 years. We're going to nurture it, and we're going to feed it minerals, and we're going to put in all our love and attention into our life, so to speak, or the land, so to speak. And so it's exciting, and a lot of people are feeling this new energy because it's very powerful. It's like taking the reins of the horse and let's go.
Right. Love that. And, even with this, the new incoming president, whether you love him or hate him or whatever your story is, it's like, hey, let's see what he can do. I'm certainly sitting back and hoping for the best. If he's got a Republican Congress and a Republican Senate, and a wet pen, they should, help out these poor students and their student loans, maybe balance the budget. I don't think that's too much to ask, help people with jobs and that sort of thing. So hopefully they'll have the running ground to get that done as well. Tell me about the retrograde also. We were in a horrible retrograde, and as people may know, it's, Mercury retrograde, and it appears as if the planet is even going in reverse when it's in rotation. But that kind of messes up everybody too. When do we get out of that?
January 8th, I say clear sailing.
Okay.
And what I want to piggyback on too, Jim, no matter what your political affiliation is, we have to step out of the circle. I don't care what your affiliation is. But the universe is saying, hey, things have got to get changed. We need to wake up. That's a one universal year as a numerologist, and I have my master's in it. But I do psychic numerology, and what my spirit guides tell me is now people need to gather true information, not fake news, not just opinions or whatever, but what are the realities of it? Like, just this morning, a good thing, even though it's a retrograde, but retrogrades can bring about stuff that isn't right or that needs to wake up or something here. And even though that we feel like it's a stall mode, like for instance, there was a news a story on before I called you, where Mexico, Ford was going to open up this plant in Mexico, and now and the Chevy as well, they're going to bring it back to Michigan. So that's good news. And even though that it's announced in a retrograde, look how long ago it started before the retrograde. It needs to be. So the people in Michigan are dancing today.
I'm sure of that. Well, that, and that's the thing too. I know we don't want to initiate anything during retrograde, but you can sure complete a lot of things that you initiated beforehand, and that I know for certain. Hey, let's jump to one of our callers. 443 is the area code. Hi, where are you calling from, and what's your name?
Hi, it's Kathy from Maryland.
Hey, Kathy, how are you?
Good. Happy New Year.
Thank you. Happy New Year. Thanks for calling. You have a question for Joanne? She does the numerology, of course, and astrology and cards and all of it.
Can you give me a general idea of what's coming up for the new year?
I'd love to, Kathy, but I need to know how you spell your name. Is it with a C or a K?
It's Kathie.
I love that. Okay. So what's your birthday? What's your birthday, Kathy?
12/13/1953.
Okay, so this is a power year for you, honey. This is where you're going to use your head, use your independence or your strength because you're smart cookie, but you're going to have some decisions to make here. Okay?
Yeah.
And whether they be logistic or legal or emotional, okay, I want you, and I love to use this analogy of stepping outside the circle of what's going on with your life to take a different look at it. What's healthy, what's not healthy, what's good for me, what's not good for me, that kind of thing. Okay?
Yeah.
So I'm looking at, I'm just doing my computing here, so bear with me, okay?
Sure.
So I really feel like whether it's investments or whether it's looking forward to a different position or more money, this would be a year for you to strategize that and go for it, okay? In your personal life, I really think that you need to I like to call it, like a baseball game. The boss of a baseball game is the umpire, so you got to call it the way you see it. No procrastination this year. You need to step out of that circle, make your pros and cons list, and definitely make some important decisions.
Okay.
Okay. I know that you're a smart cookie, so use your noodle. Okay. Use your noodle, honey.
Write that down, Kathy. Use my noodle.
Use my noodle.
Use my noodle more. Hey, Kathy, you got anything going on you want to work on healing-wise, or you're doing okay?
I'm having this is weird, some lower back and buttocks issues, like from sitting.
Okay.
Like from inflammation. Yeah.
Okay. So if you reach out to me, it's info@jimmymackhealing.com. I'll send you a list of things that are immediately whispering in my ear. I don't sell product, but I sure recommend some stuff. So if you email me, I'll send you a list of what I believe you'd be taking. Back show up for me as either support or money. And yours isn't support. You feel supported, they said. It's about money. So it's like if you had $1 million in the bank, you'd be shocked as to how much better your back would feel. But, you definitely need to. They say now that sitting is right there with smoking. So you got to get up. Phone rings, get up. You get a glass of water, get up, walk around a little bit, and take a lot of frequent breaks, okay, regardless of what you're doing. So does that make sense? You want to stand up and feel the energy of it? All right. So if you stand up and face due north and just say, my name is Kathy, it's going to pull you forward.
Right.
Feel it?
Yeah.
All right. If you say, my name is Nemo the fish, it's going to pull you backwards. Feel the difference, right? Okay, it's a radio show, so speak up. I can't hear you. All right, so right now, if you think about or just put one of your hands on your low back, it's going to be a weakness, and that's going to be a yes, pulling you forward right now. You'll feel the tilt forward, finding that spot. We're going to release that, resolve it, delete and erase it, disentangle it, have her learn all the lessons she needed to from it, release her from the service to it. And now it's going to pull you straight back, and it's going to keep pulling, and then let you go back to neutrality. Here we go. Make sense?
Yep. Okay, got it.
Feeling that? Yeah. Icy hot shows up for you too. Does she need Epsom salts? Test good for you. Bath of Epsom salts, lavender or non-lavender. They said you're non-lavender, so you don't need the lavender, but you can go to any dollar store and get Epsom salts and soak in that. I like the icy hot roll-on stuff too, but this is primarily about money. So we're going to strengthen your money real quick too, okay? And I'm just going to strengthen good fortune for you, money, income, receiving, deserving, and worthy. It's going to pull you hard forward right now.
All right.
It's going to bring you back to neutral once it's done. It's going to fill you up with that too.
Yeah.
There you go. Make sense?
Thank you. Yeah.
Awesome. We're glad you called in, hon. Thank you so much. Thanks for listening. Call back anytime. We'll help you any way we can. And like I say, shoot me an email. I'll send you some other things too that we don't want to chat about on the air, but it's all personal stuff, you know. But reach out to Joanne. Obviously, it's a cursory reading. I think it's important, you know, to schedule, you know, something at least a couple times a year just to kind of get our bearings. Okay.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks for calling in. You're welcome.
Okay.
Have a great one. All right. 720 is our next caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Cassandra, and I'm calling from Colorado.
Hi, Cassandra. How are you? You have a question for Joanne? Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year.
I do. Yes. Hi. I want to know, I guess, as far as numerology-wise, what does 2017 have to bring me?
Okay. You need to spell your name for me, hon, because I don't want to make a mistake.
Okay. Oh, it's CASILDRA.
And what's your birth date?
October 27, 1976.
Now, you know, for your benefit and as well as the other listeners out there, numerology, first of all, the name on your birth certificate, the full name is how you're registered in heaven. And I'm just the interpreter. Now, every year, your energy changes or what's going to happen, also by the month. So feel free to call me or check in of what's going on, especially if something's coming up. It will be reflected in your numbers, okay? So what's great about you this year, it's all about balance, and it's all about you making decisions that are going to give you more harmony, more balance, more structure in whatever you're plan on doing here. It's kind of like don't let any opportunities pass you by. I do feel like there'll be some exciting or trips or family reunions coming up for you in like July, August, and September. Okay?
Okay.
I think the thing is that you've got to, do you work with affirmations at all?
Sometimes, yes. Okay.
Because I really feel that the affirmations, just like Jimmy Changes Energy, they work in synergy together. And where we can change what the experience is or kind of really ignite our faith. You know, the opposite of faith is fear. So when we're in fear, we're kind of putting up a roadblock here. So I want you to really work at doing that, moving forward and looking for balance, but also putting yourself first. No back burner for you this year.
Okay.
You know, I mean, you're very compassionate and you're very kind, but by the same token, too, to thy own self be true is what I'm going to say to you for this year.
Yes.
Make sense? Awesome.
Yes, it does.
Got anything we need to work on for you, honey, as far as healing goes?
Probably, no.
Okay, great. Fantastic.
I mean, I feel overall, I feel pretty good. I do have some aches and pains, you know, of course, that's part of aging, but nothing, you know, too major. I don't feel any blockage or anything.
Let's get you out of believing that's part of aging. How about that? Stand up and face due north. Okay? What if you could be 100 and not have any aches and pains? Wouldn't that be sweet?
Yes.
So if you're facing due north right now, going to pull you forward for yes, push you back for no. You can just say that. Aches and pains are a part of aging. It's going to pull you forward. Say it out loud. It's a radio show.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're going to release that, resolve it, delete and erase it. Have her learn all the lessons you need to from it, release her from the service to it. Now you're going to feel a real hard pull backwards. We're releasing all that. And it'll bring you back to neutral once it's done. Feel that?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. So again, that's very belief driven, and I want you to have a pain-free, ache and pain life. I don't want you to just be resigned to the fact that, oh, I'm aging, so everything's got to hurt all the time. It's just not the way it is. We can change it, and just you can feel the demonstration. That's really between you and I and every listener on earth. It's the Holy Spirit and physics kind of colliding and all that. That's what's pulling you around the room. So I just happened to have been let in on how to utilize it. So make sense?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. So it's entirely possible to age, you see, and not have any aches and pains. We just have to kind of come to terms with that and maybe take some supplements, some exercise, diets, a little bit of everything, but you need to come to terms with that so that you don't have to accept that. Okay?
Yes.
Awesome.
I agree.
Sure appreciate you calling in, and call back anytime and reach out if we can help you in any way. The website's jimmymackhealing.com. If you shoot me an email, we send out all kinds of stuff that's free. Audios to listen to, ebooks, there's videos in there and all kinds of stuff you can't even find on the web, but it's only for people that get my weekly email newsletter, okay? So reach out anytime, love.
All right. Thank you very much. You all
Thank
have a
you.
wonderful day.
You too. Thanks
Thank
again,
you.
and Happy New Year. Yeah.
Happy New Year to you as well.
Thank you. 818 is our next caller. Hi, Carolyn. 818, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing okay. How are you doing?
Happy New Year. Good. Thank you. You have a question for Joanne?
Yes, I wanted to know about what 2017 holds for me. My name is Carolyn, Carolyn, and I was born August 22nd, 1949.
Well, I love it, Carol. My birthday's the 21st.
Leo. Yeah.
Well, you were a healer. You were definitely a healer in a past life.
I was a what in the past life?
A healer in a past life.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay. Now, this year it's all about. Are you planning on like changing things or getting organized or decluttering or doing things around the home? Okay, because I get this so strong for you this year. It's all about you kind of restructuring, replanning, organizing, and it's like it's going to make you feel like a breath of fresh air once you get it done.
Oh yeah,
and I know that you're feeling like, oh God, this is too overwhelming for me, but really think that call on your angels, honey. They'll help you. Believe me.
Oh, okay.
And I really feel like once you get through 2017, it's going to be so you're going to feel like a breath of fresh air. Okay, it's going to be like, okay, that's done. It looks better. It feels better. I'm good. This also goes for people, places, and things. So things will come up this year of who's important, who's not important, who's with me, who's not with me. Right. Are you with me? Do you understand?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Okay. And again, it's just like I just told the previous caller, though, too. When you have this kind of energy going on, the most important thing is to love yourself and to thy own self be true. Does that make sense?
Oh, yes. I'm working on that now.
Okay. Because that's the theme of this year. Organizing, structuring for yourself, heart, mind, and soul, and your space that you live in.
Right. Mm-hmm. And that's what I've been focusing on.
Well, that's where you have the universal energy backing you up on it, too.
Oh, okay.
All right?
Okay. Thank you.
So it's going to be a good year, but it's going to take work.
Okay, well, take work. Oh, yeah. I'm kind of depressed looking at this stuff, but it's overwhelming. And like you said, I just keep working on it. I will accomplish my goals and getting organized and everything. So that's exciting news.
Well, and believe me, your angels will help you too.
Okay.
Your angels will help you too. So that's the good news.
Love it.
It is good.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well,
Carolyn, anything we can do for you for healing?
Well, yes. I'm all clogged up. I've been blowing my nose and coughing up cold for 4 days.
Yeah.
So I'm up and I'm facing due north.
Okay. Yeah, because if I ask Spirit, it doesn't feel like sinus, but it does feel like nasal passages, they're saying, bronchial, and you do have things in your lungs, they're saying too. So it isn't a virus. It is definitely bacterial. I'm not too proud to take a Z-Pack or an antibiotic now and again, so if you haven't had that, the last thing you want is pneumonia. That's what gave me my near-death experience. So, you might consider that as well, but I don't want you heading in that direction either. But if you stand up right now, I'll show you. It's going to pull you straight forward. So right now we have nasal issues, bacterial, and lungs, and it's going to pull you hard forward to yes.
Okay. Nasal, bacteria, and lungs. Yes. I'm going forward.
Yeah. We're going to release all that, delete and erase it, disentangle it all off of her, have her learn all the lessons she needed to from it, release her from the service to it, pull her straight back when you're done.
Okay. I'm back. Thank you.
Right. Yeah. And so I'm not, above taking antibiotics if you need to, anything you can do for sinuses, that sort of thing. I also do like you can go to any dollar store and get the mouthwash stuff. That would help you out right now because it is bacterial. And if I ask Spirit, gold, red, blue, green, you test the best for green, Listerine type stuff right now. Yeah, and you need that like 5 times a day. And actually what happens is we start gargling with that, and it's killing off the bacteria in our mouths. It's also hooked in, obviously, even through our mouth, into our ears, into our nasal passages, and that's really going to help you out a great deal. It's going to get you over it a lot faster, okay? I like Paw Diarco tea if you want to do that. I would look at going to a doctor and getting some antibiotics, but it's up to you.
No, I have an appointment on the 16th, so I'll just call them and try to get in early. That's what I would.
I would not sit around and wait on that. Walking pneumonia is the worst, and pneumonia is worse than that. It's the worstest, as they say. So, yeah, I'd move that up. I would call them today and see if you can't get in there this week. And I'm not trying to alarm you. I'm just telling you what your people are whispering in my ear. They kind of are pushing me and pushing you. It's almost like I see you grabbing your purse and racing for the door. So if they're showing me that means you need to get stepping.
Okay, I will get stepping. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, and if you're not on my email list, please get on there. We'll send you all kinds of stuff to read, watch, and listen to. Okay, it's info@jimmymackhealing.com.
Okay,
email.
Thank you.
Thank you, love. Appreciate you calling in. Happy 2017. Thank you.
Oh, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right. 229 is our next caller. That's Melvin from Georgia. What's going on, Melvin?
Hey, thank you for taking my call.
You bet.
A lot of things going on with me right now.
Okay. And you want to talk to Joanne, get a little reading there?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Hi, Miss Joanne.
Hi, Melvin. Okay. What's your birthday, hon?
I'm sorry, September the 10th, 1960.
Okay, let's see what's going on with you. So, 2017 is really kind of forced, you're going to feel this energy of like I got to get things done, or I got to make some strong changes here. And this is all going to be about you taking a different direction or changing things up here. Okay?
Okay.
I feel like this, all these things that you need to put into place are going to really kind of formulate by July. Now, there's some things that you're feeling like on the edge right now that you've got to make some decisions. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I want you to get a sheet of paper, honey. And I want you to put the pros and the cons of every decision you have to make, a separate sheet of paper. Because if you live just in your head, you're going to forget something. So when you put it on there, if your pros outweigh your cons, go for it. Don't procrastinate. There's no procrastination here. Okay?
Okay.
Also, too, I want you to think about this, okay? Don't make a decision because it's too emotional for you or too dramatic, okay? Step outside the circle. Is this good for me? Is it healthy for me? Then I want you to move forward. I don't want any waving back and forth here.
Okay.
No delay here. Your patience might be tested this year, but that's okay. It's just that you need to make decisions and not procrastinate. I can't emphasize that enough. Because you're very sensitive, am I correct? A lot of people don't know how sensitive you are.
Yes, that's true.
So communication is a big thing for you, too. Don't live in your head, because if you live in your head, the other person doesn't know what you want.
Okay.
Are you with me? Okay. Now, do you have any other questions?
Yes, ma'am. First, I just want to ask, do you see me in a relationship this year, meeting someone this year?
Yes, I feel like the summer is going to be very good for you. But I hope to goodness that you've learned from your past relationships of what you don't want so that you make a better decision and quit picking the same person.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Yeah. I want, someone, hopefully to get, married. I would love to get married this year.
Well, there's a possibility that could actually happen. So, but you have to be very, very sure about what type of person do you want. Learn from your past mistakes, because you don't want to pick the same person with a different face or a different hair color.
Right.
Are you with me? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. And so that'll be like sometime in July, you said I'm going to meet this person?
Well, I feel like you have to do that inner work that I talked to you about, but I do feel like the summer is very good, and you're going to be very happy by October, November, and December, so I feel good about that.
Okay. And also, I also have a problem where, I work at Walmart, and I started there in April last year, but I injured myself last year in July, and I do maintenance work, and I slipped and I fell hard on my left side, and I damaged my left knee and my left elbow and my arm, and my left hand swells up and goes down, and also my lower back. My lower back is the bone is scraping against the nerves, they're touching. And by saying all that, I had to get an attorney. So they have me on light duty at work, but they cut my hours, and it's now I'm struggling trying to even pay my rent and utilities just for this month right here. Do you see that being taken? Because I have to pay it before this Friday, and I've been going to different churches and organizations and trying to get some help, but I have not been successful yet.
Mm-hmm. Well, first of all, I think you should work with Jimmy on the healing thing, but also, too, you need to get reevaluated that maybe light duty is not for you. that if it's too difficult, then they're going to have to put you on workers' comp, which would probably be better than what you're doing right now with the cutting hours. I would definitely call your attorney because you're in a balanced year this year. This is about having things work in synergy and harmony for you this year. You need to get in touch with your attorney, explaining to him about the hardship, and also, too, that you may have to have other doctor's appointments to get reevaluated if light duty is not working for you.
No, it's not, because I'm sitting up in a chair at the front door as a greeter all night, and and they really don't care, and I can't. This guy on my job, the supervisor, he follows me around in the break room. He follows me around when I take my lunch. He follows me. Wherever he walked by me about 20, 30 times a night. And I reported him to the head supervisor, and he still does it. He even did it last night. And will something be done about him?
Well, you need to get out of light duty, Melvin. That's where I'll jump in for Joanne. Other than that, we don't want to keep repeating ourselves, but I'd call my attorney today. I'd explain the situation to him as being a dire situation. I'm sure you have a decent case, so you even have companies out there that you could borrow against a future settlement. So I'd ask him about that as well. I know $10,000, and somebody might upfront you to make it through this next week. Okay. So because you need to take all these things a little bit at a time. And I'm like Joanne. I think you need to see a different doctor right now, get a different opinion. I feel like the romantic side is coming on board in June. She mentioned summer. It's definitely June. So that's the month I get. But we could spend all day with you. I love you, brother, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I love you too.
Yeah, so reach out anytime and email me as well. We'll see what we can do to help you, okay?
Okay, I thank you so much. Thank you, Miss Joanne. Thank you all.
You're welcome, Melvin.
New Year.
All right.
Thanks for calling in. You're welcome. 208's our next caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello. I am calling from Oregon.
You're calling from where, honey?
From Oregon.
Okay. Just a little hard to hear you. And what's your name?
My name is Megan.
Megan. Okay. You have a question for Joanne?
Yes. I think I'm just inquiring about the new year and
spell your name for Megan.
Megan.
Okay, and what's your birth date, Megan?
12/4/86. And maybe just about focusing on jobs and things.
Well, I definitely feel like you're in definitely a stronger year than you were last year. It's kind of like you felt like last year, like things were kind of like on hold or delayed or held back and all that kind of stuff. This year, you've got more power. So this is about you getting very creative and aggressive to pursue your goal. Okay, it's very important. So I feel like January, February, March is very, very good. In other words, I tell people, okay, you want a job, you put out some resumes or whatever. You've got to do 5 to 10 resumes a day in order to get the jobs today, because you don't walk into human resources and they get to see your face. So you've got to be very active. But I do feel like this January, February, and March, okay? Also, too, are you planning on moving this year?
I'm thinking about it. I feel
like there's a move, or you're thinking about moving, or there's some, you're making a major change. But that's not going to happen till summer. But I do feel like you will get a job. You need to really expand or redo your resume.
Okay.
And also, too, are you on Facebook or anything like that?
A little bit.
You might want to, put out to your friends there if anybody knows of a job. You'd be amazed how some people will respond. So you need to turn over every stone. Don't take anything for granted here. So resumes, reach out to your friends. But I do feel like this is a time for you to be more financially secure than you have been.
Mm-hmm.
Also, too, are you in a dither with a relationship?
I am currently in a relationship, and there's been a lot of trust issues and things like that.
Yeah, that's called a dither, honey. That's just exactly what I was talking about.
Oh, what did you say?
I said it's a dither.
I still can't understand what word you're saying.
I said you're in a dither. It's kind of like really, being confused. 1 foot in, 1 foot out. So if it's not healthy, or if the communication is lacking, then it's something that you really need to have heart-to-heart talk here. Okay?
Yeah.
And stick to I statements. Don't go, you do this and you do that. No. You got to say, when you said that, I felt embarrassed or hurt or whatever the situation is. But you are just kind of like in osmosis here, floating around instead of dealing with the issues at hand. So I definitely feel like it's either you're on board or you're not on board. And you got to get this straightened out.
Yeah, that's a tough one, I think.
I didn't say it was going to be tough. That's what a dither is. I don't know if I'm going forwards, backwards, side to side, or my life isn't balanced here. So your relationship needs work, or you need to make some strategic change.
I don't know. Yeah, I really am.
Yeah,
I am willing to I'm willing to commit fully 100%. I just have to make sure that whether it's this person or whoever, I don't know, just is honest, and that's the hardest thing because.
Well, I love people when they say I'm in a relationship. Well, my question to them is, well, is it good for me or not good for me? Is it healthy for me or not healthy for me? Anybody can be with somebody that doesn't, put you on a negotiable list. What are you willing to? What's your joy and happiness? You got to get clear here instead of just rolling, just going forward. Oh, I'm in a relationship. Well, is it healthy? Is it good? Do you have respect? Do you have trust? Do you have communication? You can't say I love you to somebody unless you have those three things. Not going to work.
Yeah. Okay.
Makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, it sounds like you got a little work to do there, honey. But whoever this is you're with right now, Tess, really weak. It feels like you're definitely wanting to commit to somebody. I don't get that it's this person, so just letting you know, it doesn't, stay out of needing to commit to somebody and see who shows up that's good for you. So you got to meet everybody halfway. You know what I mean? Okay?
Yeah.
All right. Appreciate you calling in, honey.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much.
You.
Happy New Year to you.
Mm-hmm. Bye-bye.
All right. Thanks. Bye-bye. 201 is our next caller. Hi, where are you calling from and what's your name?
Hi, I'm calling from New Jersey and my name is Lynn.
Hi, Lynn. You have a question for Joanne?
Okay. Oh, I misplaced my pad. Well, as far as with Joanne, I have a family situation that has escalated since my mother's passing back in September of 2014.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been complicated by my brother, who's the executor, of the will, finding company with a person who I believe is most likely a narcissist, sociopath individual. I've never met anybody like that before. So,
and you live in New Jersey then?
Yes.
Hard to believe. Okay. Let her know. I'm just teasing you. Let Joanne know what's your date of birth, honey. Give Joanne your date of birth.
Ready? 8/23/1960.
Okay. Well, hold on to your bootstraps, honey, because this year is going to be all about you using your noodle. Number one, use your head, and it's all got to be about structure. Now, it's all about documentation, or is there some missing information that you've been dealing with here?
As far as my mother's estate?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I've pretty much let go of it.
Right.
Once I heard you were on, I said, you know what? I'm just going to let go and entertain the notion of asking. I've just learned through all of this to let go.
Well, you know, the thing is about letting go. Acceptance is sometimes a hard cruncher. Okay, I understand that, and I think that's great. But I do feel like things will be resolved, or there will be some sort of inner peace. But it's going to be April, May, and June. I do feel like there's going to be. This is not the end of this rodeo here, because there is definitely some conversations or some issues that are going to come up that you're not going to be too tickled about, and you're going to have to deal with it, sweetheart. That's just the way it is. But I feel that, like I said, April, May, and June, I feel like this is going to be all resolved emotionally, mentally, spiritually, however you want to look at it. I do feel. Are you planning a trip this summer? Because I feel like there's a trip or some sort of change. And
I'm hoping. I don't have anything planned. Things are up in the air. We talked about going to Italy a couple of years ago. My aunt has taken ill, and the cousin who we were supposed to go with to celebrate her 60th birthday has been a caretaker for my 94-year-old aunt. So I don't know if we're doing that or a graduation trip for my daughter and my niece.
Right. Well, there's definitely a trip. And I do feel, you're going to love this part, I do feel like October, November, December, when you get ready towards the end of 2017, that there will be some healing or some family reconnection here. I understand what you said about your brother, you know, and unfortunately, in my years of doing readings over 30 years, I have seen this over and over again when it comes to family assets and things like that. So take a deep breath. Don't minimize your faith. There's some things we can control and some things that absolutely come to the part where we have to crunch and accept.
Yes.
Okay.
I agree, but I'm so happy to say that I love my brother very much. It's unfortunate that he's chosen this path, and there's a person in his life that is detrimental to mine. So sadly, I need to let go, and I trust that this is where I should be.
Right. Well, you can. I know this is hard, but I do know that you got. It goes back to the game of life and how to play it. And what I did learn from that in the practice is you bless the people that annoy you the most, and it's amazing because you give it to the higher.
I'm glad you said that. I'm really glad you said that, because so many people have said to me that not to pray for this girl. In my prayers, I say, okay, no, what good does it do me to wish her harm? I wish for her better as well. And people tell me that I shouldn't even bother.
if you bless the person, you take it out of the equation of being a quagmire in your life. Okay? Just bless her.
Love it.
You don't have to. Just bless her. Say, I bless her. I release this situation, and for my highest and greatest good. And you'll see.
I love that advice.
God, I don't know who has more power than God. I really don't. So I believe in blessing and releasing.
Okay. I love that advice. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and you could Google Ho'oponopono prayer, and what that is it's I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. So you don't need to ever let her hear that, but you're saying that to her, the energy of her, maybe the name of her on your window, on your mirror, what have you, a picture perhaps. It's, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. What that does is it dissipates out the energy between the two of you that's negative.
Great. I've used this before and I forgot about it.
I think you need a reminder. Yeah, that's
when she was passing.
Yeah, these people are whispering a little reminder to me about that. So that's really the biggest thing you need to remember, okay? My mother used to always say, we pray for those who spitefully use us. So it's a tough lesson to learn. Doesn't mean that we're excited about it, but if we do it, I find it dissipates out the negative energy between you and her, and it'll actually improve things, okay?
Wonderful. Now, Jimmy, I have a question for you.
Yeah, okay.
I originally called you for. Since the last 3 years, I have gained a lot of weight. I have not eaten as much as the weight that I put on. I've always had a hard time with weight, and it was pretty successful. But everything that I had lost prior just came back on and then some. I've done a few things.
But a lot of that's surrounded by the stress of mom's passing or whatever, and this legal issue and the woman and that sort of thing. We end up building this shield around us, if you will. You want to stand up and feel the energy?
Okay.
Yeah. Stand up, face due north, going to pull you forward for yes and push you backwards for no.
Okay.
It'll pull you backwards for no, and it's safe and comfortable to lose this weight. You'll feel a pull back.
Yes, okay.
And we're going to change it to yes for you, honey. And I'm doing it now. It's going to pull you forward now. You'll feel the drift go in. Yeah, that's me. So the other thing there, if you email me, there's a lot of stuff we talk about, not on the air, of course, but it's info@jimmymackhealing.com. And if you reach out to me, I'll give you a whole bunch of other tips, too, on what you need. You show up as a Z factor, which means you feel like everything you're eating is turning to fat no matter what you do. And so we need to work on you for that. And digestive enzymes are really key for you. You're not breaking anything down, they're saying. And so we really need to get to the bottom of that as well. And a lot of times during times of stress and legal strife, and I work with a lot of different attorneys on cases, it's very, very stressful too. So we end up eating in jaws related to anger, resentment, and so it's just kind of a vicious cycle for you. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah.
So,
I'm emotional right now. I have much gratitude to both.
That's okay. Yeah. Thank you. I've got aloe and non-aloe tissue in my living room, so just for that purpose. But reach out, honey, and I'll send you a bunch of things. They're all free. We're just here to help you and see what we can do, okay? But I feel like it's going to be a lot better for you. They're just talking about May, the month of May, for whatever reason. It's like all this stuff's going to get behind you in a big way. It almost gives you a lot of running room. I don't feel like Italy as much as you might do something locally with your daughter, that sort of thing. Okay?
Okay.
Awesome. Keep me posted.
Lovely. Thank you so much.
Thank you for calling in.
I'll be emailing.
Awesome. Oh, awesome. Okay, we'll help you any way we can, honey. 434 is our final caller. Thank you. And what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Oh, hi, Jimmy. It's Leanne. First, I'd just like
How are you?
I'm good. That travel MP3 was incredible. I did great on my trip at Christmas. So thank you
I
for
like hearing that.
what happened with that. And then I'll just ask the caller, I love your guest. I'm curious what may be happening for me this year in business. My husband and I are starting a new venture.
Spell your name for her, honey, and then your date of birth.
Leanne, 9/10/60. So there was another birthday that year.
Yeah.
And Leanne Jensen.
How do you spell Leanne, honey?
Oh, Leean, all one word.
Oh, just one N, right?
One N. Yes.
Okay. So this is like a partnership year. This is like really, really good. And it's like using your head and ingenious ideas or coming up with using all your talent. I want you to either have a recorder or a notepad or whatever, because you come up with a lot of things to implement or ideas or whatever, and you get so many of them, you're going to forget them.
Okay.
Okay. Did you say you were starting a business this year?
Yes, we're starting a new venture, yes.
Okay, good. I'm glad you didn't do it in 2016 because it was a 9 universal year, and it's not a time to start new things. It's just not. It just makes things very difficult, okay? But the 2017 is a 1 universal year, so it's like rocket fuel, compared to the energy we had in 2016, okay? This is all about you, and I really, truly feel like from June on up to the end of the year, I think you're going to be very pleased with, as long as you implement and you work hard and you don't give up when things are kind of like in the holding pattern, or you have to wait for an answer. You have to think positive, see the end result. I'm a big believer in positive mental attitude. I'm a huge believer in affirmations. But I do feel very strongly about that. You could sell ice to the Eskimos if you believe in it, Leanne.
Okay.
It'd be like one thing if it was a widget and you really didn't think the widget was that great, you'd have a hard time getting that across. But when you believe in something, trust me, and you have the information and you know your product backwards and forwards, trust me, nobody will be able to touch you.
All right.
Okay.
That helps me a great deal.
I feel really good about that. Now, your numbers change every month, so bear that in mind. But I'm just looking at your year and what Spirit gives me, because I'm a psychic numerologist. So you're not going to find what I give you in a book or on a computer program.
Okay.
All righty?
All right.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Leanne, for calling in. I'm glad the travel audio MP3 worked out for you. That's a great testimonial. I always forget to mention that. I've got a ton. I've got about 15 different audio MP3s that people can listen to that are super empowered, and we're coming out with a 6th book here in a little bit. So there's a lot going on, and appearances and everything. So thank you.
Yes, it was wonderful. Real life-changing. So I will take that with me anytime I go anywhere now.
Yeah, it makes a difference, that's for sure. Thanks, love. We're glad you called in. Have a good one.
You too. Happy New Year, both of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Joanne, did it seem like 3 minutes? We've been here an hour. It's hard to believe, isn't it? We always have fun.
Always have fun, Jimmy. We always do.
Hey, give folks your web address and the phone number, honey. They need to reach out to you. This is all cursory, folks, the same as with me. And we work on you for a minute, that's one thing. If it's an hour or even a half hour, it can be life-changing.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Go ahead and give me your address and phone number, honey.
Okay. Well, my web address is psychic, PSYCHIC. Joanne is JOANNE, Leo.com. And you can read my bio and everything there. Secondly, my phone number is 727-743-3400.
Love it. thanks so much for being on the show today. And Happy New Year to everybody. And thanks for everybody for listening. We'll be here every Tuesday at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. So don't hesitate to listen and call in. And just keep in mind and remember to make progress every day. Thank y'all. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yo, everybody get up! Everybody get up! Everybody needs to understand that I'm more than simply a hype man for this rap group, just like Geico is more than just a company that can save you money. Geico also has fast and friendly claim service, so they can help you when you need it most. And while I do love being a hype man, I also love reading for children's audiobooks. Like Little Bo Peep, she lost the sheep, and she don't know where to find them. Yo!
Geico. Expect great savings and a whole lot more.
You know what's great? Going to a game. You know what's not great? Parking at a game. With Uber, you can turn event parking into a non-event. Just install the Uber app. Enter your destination, confirm your location, and within minutes, a car will pick you up. I know, right? With upfront fares, you can know the price before you go. And you pay with the Uber app so you can save your cash for the souvenir shop. So make tonight a fun night. Install the Uber app now and take your first ride today. Uber, the better way to get there.